Hi everyone, Miss Silla here, Learn to Grow. I hope that you guys are having a good day. So this is a follow-up video on the herbs that I dried about 2 months ago now. So I apologize for the late follow-up video, but I do have a couple of videos on drying and storing herbs that I uploaded on growing and preserving herbs playlist. Wait, so these were the ones that I hung up to dry, and I'm going to be storing them in this glass mason jar, although you can store them in freezer bags and also those plastic containers, as long as you keep them in a dark, dry, and cool place. So you want to keep your herbs that you store away from direct light or sunlight. The sunlight or light can actually alter their beneficial constituents and even the aroma. So always keep them in your cupboard, and if you have an excess of herbs that you harvested this year, place them somewhere it's cool. I generally store them in the basement when we're not using them, and they can last between 1 to 3 years, so depending on how you store them. So as long as they are stored in the ideal conditions in a dark, dry, and cool place, they may last that long. These bay leaves were harvested, I believe it was almost 3 years ago. So they are starting to lose their color, and we have this in the cupboard, but when you crush it, the essential oil or the aroma is still pretty strong. So that's how you can tell. If you want to test them out to see if they are still potent, you can crush them. And also, before you store them in your jars, do not crush your herbs until you use them. That way it'll preserve the essential oils even longer. So these are rosemary. I think this was from 2 years ago. So go ahead and test it as well. So it still smells pretty strong, so that's a good way to test. So I have a clean mason jar here. I think these are the sage that I dried. Look how beautiful that is. I think these are the ones with the flowers, and that's okay as well. When you harvest your herbs, it's actually best to harvest them right before they blossom. And I've mentioned this before in my other videos. It's because that's the stage when your plants will contain the most essential oils. So when you store them, you just simply put them in your jars or your Ziploc or freezer bags. Make sure that your container has a tight fitting lid, so that way the air doesn't get in there. Place your lid, and that's it. Also, after these dried from hanging, I actually placed them in these paper bags and placed them on the kitchen shelf in the pantry away from the light until I got to making this video. So that way it kept the dust off them. So you don't want to just keep them hanging for more than what's needed for them to dry. So as soon as they dry, try to get them in your storage containers right away. So that's it. That's how simple it is to store your dry herbs. Again, away from direct light or sunlight, somewhere in a dark, cool, and dry place. And also, if you're not growing your own herbs yet, I encourage you to do so. It saves a lot of money, and you can even try to root those herbs that you buy that comes in packs. There's about maybe 3 to 5 varieties when you're buying Italian herbs. And you can try to root those and plant them, or even just plant some starts this fall. You can plant them this fall, and a lot of them are hardy, that they will just stay dormant throughout the fall and winter months, and they'll pop up in springtime, and they'll give you a head start for your herb garden next season. And stay tuned, I'll be doing a video on growing herbs in the next few weeks. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I hope that you guys found this video helpful. Have a wonderful day and happy gardening. One last thing, remember to label and put the year they were harvested. Thanks again for watching.